Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have an absolutely ridiculous show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. And also, we're trying to hit 200,000 subs. We really appreciate if you guys help us hit our goal by the end of this month. Let me get into this topic here. This got to be one of the most ridiculous topics that we produced in quite some time, and I'm going to tell you, you guys are going to see why as we continue on. So what happened? Recently, I was listening to a segment of Shaq's big podcast with Draymond Green, and I tuned into the part because they told me to go check out the part of Draymond talking about the Warriors would have beat the Lakers. I would have fronted Shaq, and then he got to the part where he was like, "Yeah, and Klay gonna guard Kobe." I was like, "Man, turn this off! Like, yo, turn this off! Like, turn this off! Like, turn this off!" Klay Thompson gonna guard Kobe Bryant. Klay Thompson can't guard Kyrie Irving, but he gonna guard Kobe Bryant. He couldn't guard a 6'3" Kyrie, but he gonna guard a 6'6" Kobe Bryant. Go look up Klay Thompson trying to guard Kobe at 34 years old when they were calling him Vino. Like, cut the. But yeah, we gonna put him on Kobe. Man, stop that. But even Shaq was looking at him like, "Yo, bro, I'm about to kick you off this show, man. Like, stop with the nonsense." So anyway, apparently there was another part in that sit down where Draymond was basically talking about Stephen A. Smith. And how he wasn't feeling dude, and how he felt like Stephen A. Smith kind of threw him under the bus after the Yusuf Nurkic, what is it, backhanded reverse Shoryuken, whatever the hell he tried to pull off on him. And people out there like, "Yo, son needs some help," and then Stephen A. Smith went on television. So apparently Draymond wasn't feeling that. So what happened? Stephen A. Smith, of course, caught a whiff of this, and then he saves the clip to now go on television to now basically get at Draymond Green. And when I say he obliterated Draymond Green, trust and believe, he absolutely deep fried Draymond Green. And I got a lot of thoughts on what Stephen A. Smith had to say in this dispute that these two gentlemen got into. But before we even get into that, this video is brought to you by our sponsor, Game Time, who's the official sponsor of today's show. Game Time Tickets is an authorized ticket marketplace of the NBA, which makes getting playoff tickets faster and easier than ever. For example, I am super excited about the games between the Dallas Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves this week. With Game Time Tickets, I can easily pick the best tickets for me. I love that I can choose between different deals. I have the option to select the cheaper deal, the best option deal, or my favorite, the flash deal. The flash deal gives me the option to find discounts that I can only find on Game Time. Once I select the ticket I want, I can view my seat. And it's not just restricted to the NBA. I can also look for the best ticket deals for other sports like football, baseball, or concerts, or comedy or theater shows. Included in my purchase, I also have a 24-hour return guarantee, a lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection. So take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do is we're going to play exactly what Stephen, he spoke for a long time, like a 15 minutes or thereabout, but we're going to play the important parts for you guys. And we're also going to play the part of Draymond's comments so you guys have the backdrop of that. So we're going to play this clip for you now, and then we're going to come back and really get into this. Take a listen to these guys here.
A lot of people, even people that think you respect or like going on TV, like, and just feeding into the narrative. I'll tell you one person, I haven't talked to him much since. Stephen A. Smith really pissed me off. And the reason he pissed me off was because he hit me. He's like, "Yo, it's been hard for a lot of us to talk about you these last few days." And, for me, I'm like, okay, it's been hard for me to watch, but I'm watching it because I want to see everything that everybody has to say. Stephen A., anytime I meet someone and they say something about you, it's never like, "Yo, I like him. He cool." It's always like, "Man, that dude, he a character, he's this, he's that." And I always say back, I actually know the guy. I'm like, the guy is actually a cool dude. Like, I know, like, you could take what you want from the TV screen, but I actually know the guy. He's a cool dude and a real dude. And then you get the opportunity to talk about, "Man, listen, I know you got a job to do. I know you got to do your thing and say what you got to say." But at not one point did you say, "Well, y'all are saying this person is up, and this person need help. Now, I know the person. Say what you want about the basketball player, that's fine. But I know the person. And by the way, it just wasn't him. To sit back and see those that claim to know and appreciate me as a human being just flow with the narrative because it was easy to do, I lost a lot of respect for a lot of people.
Draymond and I'll never hate him. I'll never have anything but love for him. But I don't respect what he did. You know my number. You've spoken to me before. Why am I hearing about it on Shaq's podcast? It would have been nice for Shaq to follow up and say, yo, this Stephen A. you talking about. This brother always defends you. It would have been nice for Shaq to do that, but that's, he does what he does. And you know what? He's not a journalist like I am, so I get that. I understand that. Just like I'm not a Hall of Fame all-time great like he is. I understand that. I'm just simply saying the important point to point out is, we talk about being men. I'm not hard to find. Draymond could have called me up. Draymond could have had a conversation with me. I don't need to find that out on Shaq's podcast when the world knows when he is wrong. I did not do that. You're going to take a soundbite? You know how much stuff I've said positive about Draymond Green? You know how many times I've come to the defense of Draymond Green about his character in the league office, in media, in the newsroom, on podcasts, on various interviews that I've done? I have never, ever failed to support him. And all I'm saying is that if you're going to have a problem with me, let a brother know. Why am I finding out? Because of a podcast from Shaq 6 months or whenever it was after all of this happened.
To be fair, did you call him, since you guys clearly had a relationship, did you call him before you were going to speak about him?
What you talking about? Did I call before?
I'm saying,
I always text a call. I always text a call.
That's what I'm making sure, because if you're saying he owed me that courtesy, Shaq or him owed you that courtesy, did you give him that courtesy?
I always call a text. That's number one. Number two, I'm not saying I was owed it. I'm saying if you have a problem with me, it would be nice to find out from you that you have a problem with me, which brings me to my bigger point, Molly. There's a lot of guys that played in the league, and I'm watching all of these podcasts. And so much of them I have respect for and I root for them and what have you. But there's a lot of damn liars out there. Guys that say that they had confrontations with you and it never happened. Guys that say that you've done this or that and they don't have any receipts to back it up. And how many journalists, how many pundits, Molly, do you know that says what I say? Name the time and place and I'll show up. What are you talking about? It's a lie. You know how many times I really wish, because I know a lot of things that are said behind my back. I know what star players who will remain nameless have done to try to get me fired from this industry, to try to undermine me, undercut me, because I was doing my job and reporting on the information. I know a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't know, and they don't know that I know. And I know who those damn hypocrites are. I'm not saying that's Draymond, because that's not him. But I know who a lot of them are. And they know I know them, which is why we don't talk much, because they're full of it. And I'll tell them to their face. But in the end, what it comes down to is this. When I say name the time and place and I'll show up, if you have credence to your argument, you should have no problem being in a public platform with me right there to defend myself, saying what you say. They don't take me up on it because they know they full of it. And I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would ever be on national television at any moment in my career and believe that I would be able to associate Draymond Green with something flagrantly inaccurate about my position on a player, specifically him.
So you heard what both parties said. You heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say. You heard what Draymond Green had to say. Here are my thoughts. What I know is that these gentlemen, they all know each other, right? And Draymond said that. I know the dude. Y'all know the personality. I know the dude. I know the brand. They all know each other, right? So obviously, they have a relationship outside of sports media, and they know their real characters. Now, we here on the outskirts, we don't know these people. I don't know any of these people. The only two people I know really are, but I know more. I know Marcellus Wiley more, and I know Gilbert Arenas through chatting, right? But that's it. Why am I bringing this up? We don't know these people, so we're going to keep it a buck. That's number one. Number two, regardless of the fact if you know somebody, bro, if you're wrong, you're wrong. If you are wrong, you are wrong. That's what I believe. Marco and I have been friends for, I don't know, over 10 years. I don't know how long it's been. It's been a long time, right? But we keep it real. Like, yo, we keep it real. That's what friends are supposed to do. And I always cringe when I hear people nowadays throw, oh, that's my brother. Oh, this is my brother. Oh, that's my brother. These people ain't your brother. Ain't nobody's brother. You want to know who your brother is? Go through a tough moment. Then you find out who your brother is. Not be able to pay your rent or not be able to buy food for a week. Then you'll find out who your brother is. Just because you socializing with somebody when things are good, that don't make that person your brother. How many times did we hear P. Diddy and DJ Khaled and this person and that person and this person? And, oh, that's my brother. That's my brother. Oh, this is my brother. He's like a brother from another mother. This is my brother. Now P. Diddy and that nonsense. Who's his brother? We can't find none of his brothers right now. Where are all these my brothers? Where are y'all? We can't find you dudes. So don't be letting people run up on you telling you, oh, he's my brother. For you to become somebody's brother, you got to go through some tribulations with me. You just can't be my brother because, it's my brother. Nah, we cut all of that out, right? So that's my thought on that. Back to Stephen A. Smith and Draymond. I used to be perplexed, and I'm not the only one. I used to be confounded at how Stephen A. Smith would spend more time defending Draymond Green than the people he attacked. Stephen A. Smith on occasion after occasion after occasion would look for ways to turn Draymond into the sympathy figure. I'm like, how is it possible you are doing this? The dude threw Rudy Gobert into a chokehold. If you do that on the streets, in front of a police officer, you're going to be arrested. Police officers are not allowed to put you in a chokehold like that. They let Draymond get away with it, though. And then you got the nerve to be talking about, he's a great brother, and all of that stuff because you know him, but he's doing some foul, you know what, but you going to defend him? Nevertheless, Stephen A. Smith defended Draymond, and I never understood why. If Marco threw somebody in a chokehold, was going around smacking people, kicking people in their privates, I'm not going to be talking about he's a good dude. I'm like, yo, what is this foul? You know what you're doing. You need to change your ways, and I'm not defending you. You need to stop. That's what a brother does. He keeps it real. He corrects you when you're right and you're wrong, period. Now, some may say, don't correct me in public. Fantastic. Correct me in private. Correct me in private. But correct me. And Stephen A. Smith was up there defending. I'm like, why are you defending this dude? He fouled. He's a dirty player. What part of basketball is kicking dudes in their balls? What part of the game is that? Quite literally. What defensive move is that? Kicking dudes in a private, stomping dudes on their chest like Kirk Franklin. I don't get it, but that's Draymond. So for Draymond to now come out and feel away like, oh, well, I thought that was grimy. How he threw me under the bus like that. Like, I'm looking at him. Draymond Green. But anyway, that's Draymond. He said he thought he can guard Shaq. So what else can you expect from Draymond? What else can you expect from Draymond? Like, what else could you expect from Draymond? I'm not a fan of Draymond Green. I don't personally like him, nor do I have to like him. I think Draymond does a lot of sucker you know what. I think Draymond picks on dudes that he knows will not do nothing to him. And I don't like that. If you gully, keep it gully all the way. If you about it, be about it when it's time to do it. And I done seen moments when Draymond turned the other way and walked off and started clapping. Nobody likes a fake tough guy. Nobody does. But the NBA is full of soft dudes. So, well, I don't want to take the fine. So you going to let somebody bitch you for 25, 30 grand? Or 50 grand? You gonna let another man slap you? And you worth millions? And you're like, no, I don't want to lose with 30 grand, so go ahead, slap me. What? Where your manhood at? You gonna let a dude manhandle you on an NBA court, but I don't want the fine because I don't want to lose the money. Meanwhile, he punked you. Nobody's saying you got to turn into Mike Tyson, but at least defend yourself. And Draymond picks and chooses, and he be doing some sucker, you know what? That's just my opinion. Now, I'm not 6'8". I'm not hard to be. I'm not the toughest dude in the world. But you're not just gonna slap me, and I'm gonna just be standing there looking around like, yo, where the refs? Defend yourself, for God's sakes. And I don't feel that. I've seen Draymond Green try to pull that on Ron Artest. He looked the other way quite quickly. He realized that was wrong right here. Like, maybe I need to go another way. I see Marcus Morris Sr. fling Draymond Green to the floor. Where was the chokehold at? He got up and started clapping and walked off. Where were all of these chokeholds? Where was all of this at? I've seen it. So, to me, man, Draymond a clown to me. Like, you a clown to me. You expect somebody to be defending you off of that? Like, yo, y'all can have him. Y'all can like Draymond Green. I don't. That's what I think. These are my thoughts. Whatever y'all think, leave your thoughts in the comments. We catch you on the next show. Peace.